Hey, this is the Robert D. Smith, and I'm here with Crystal Paine of Money Saving Mom. Hi, Crystal.
Hi, I'm glad to be here.
I am so glad you are here. Hey, I got a question for you. I'm amazed when I find out all that you're doing behind the scenes. Being a mom with 3 children, having a happy husband. We always talk about the happy wife, but you have a happy husband. And you've got a monster business that is active every single day. You don't just hit it on, it's not just on autopilot and it's going. How in the world are you doing this? This goes beyond time management. So tell me about it.
Well, I think that the biggest thing for me is, one, having my husband on board with me. He's 100% behind what I'm doing. He's the one that's kind of pushing me out of my comfort zone to do it. And so he's really supportive, and he's the one that makes a lot of the decisions, or we make them together. And
Excellent.
so he will pick up the slack if there's, somebody needs to take care of the children and I need to be working on something. So having his support is huge for me.
Yes.
Also, having a fantastic team who works for me, who I can delegate to so that I can focus on what only I can do.
Yes.
And homeschooling, actually, it seems silly to some people, but it simplifies our life. Because
Really?
we stay home more. And so usually
Right.
Monday through Thursday, we don't really go anywhere. We stay home. And so, because we have to be home to do our school. And so that really helps to simplify our life. And I feel like if I was having to get them up and, out the door at 6:30 in the morning, it would cause a lot more stress on our life. And so, honestly, homeschooling has been a really good thing for us.
You say Monday through Thursday only? What about Friday?
So Fridays is more of our relaxed day that we have. And so then we'll do field trips, or we just don't have such a structured school schedule.
It's still a school day, but in a different way.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Also, you got to leave some room for you traveling and that type of thing with your business.
Yes.
And that might be usually a weekend.
Yes, I usually try to travel on the weekends, and another thing that I do is I take Sundays completely off. I media free, don't blog, don't answer emails. I'm completely off. A lot of times I will leave my phone and my computer completely off.
Right.
And so then it's just
It
my
is
day
family,
to
period.
just family and read and refresh, and yes.
Yes. Okay, tell me about, I want to ask this question because I don't know enough about homeschooling. So you're the teacher?
Yes.
Or do you have an outside teacher come in?
No, yes, I'm the teacher.
And you're teaching 3 different ages. How do you do science? I mean, I'm thinking like I was when I was in school. So how do you do all the different subjects?
Yes, well, the one thing about homeschooling is that when you don't have 20 or 30 children in a classroom, there's a lot more one-on-one.
Okay.
And so it doesn't take as long when you're not having all those distractions. So we also do a lot of stuff, the three children together, because they're at an age when they can do it all together. So it's not like I'm having to teach, 6 hours, 3 different times.
It's just different levels of maybe the same subject.
Yes.
And I know with parents and children, routines are critical. So do you have a certain time, say by 8 a.m. every day you start?
Yes, we have a pretty structured routine, and if we didn't have a structured routine, I would never be able to blog. I would never be able to have my business, and so that's the thing that has really been key for the sanity of our home and for me being able to juggle what I juggle, is because we do have a good routine in place. So the kids know when mommy's in her office, that's mommy's working time, and then I can be totally focused on them during their homeschooling time, and then it's mommy's working time again, and then it's our family time. So kind of having them in blocks of time has been really helpful to me.
So if it's mommy's working time, what are the kids doing?
Well, so I have an assistant that is full-time at our house, and so in the afternoon when it's my working time, she is in charge of the children. So she'll, take them to the park or do something with them, and so that's been hugely helpful. And then in the mornings, I usually get up early before they're awake.
Now, explain a little bit more about your chunks of time. And I have downloaded, you've got the best downloads, little forms, little charts, lists that are superb. So I would encourage everybody to go to moneysavingmom.com and look for the downloads. I think the tab is downloads.
Free downloads.
How did you come up with that? I hallucinate you were the master at writing things on sticky notes originally.
Yes, well, I'm very much a type A list maker, always crossing off things, and I just find if I have a plan, it helps me, it keeps my sanity. And so it's like if you create a plan, then you just have to work the plan, and it's so much easier than if you just have all these sticky notes all over the place and all these things all in your brain. It's just overwhelming.
And you do this not only daily, but you've got weekly charts and monthly charts.
Yes, we actually create yearly goals
Okay.
for our business, our marriage, our family, all aspects of our life, our children, and our fitness, all those. So we create,
Everything's written out.
yes, so we have yearly goals, and then we break those down into monthly goals, and then every week I have 10 weekly goals that I shoot to accomplish that week.
And they could be, could one of those goals be writing 4 more blog posts?
Yes.
Or are we
it's
talking
like
about brand
if
new-
I'm like a series that I'm doing right now, one of my goals for this week was to update the recipe page on my site. When I was
Okay.
writing my book, it would be to, write 2 more chapters that week or
Yes,
something.
yes,
So,
I got you. You talked to me about white time.
White space,
White,
yes.
white space,
White
white space.
space.
See, I'm already thinking white time too. So it's a chunk of time though, in a space, but this space may not be, it could be anywhere.
yes, well, if you think about a book, if the words were all over the whole entire page, it would be hard to read.
Okay.
And it's the same thing in our lives. If we had, if our lives are completely full, all 24 hours of our day are packed full, we never have time to breathe. And so then, of course, we're going to run around feeling like, we have chickens with our heads cut off.
Yes.
And we're just going to feel overwhelmed and stressed and exhausted. And so that's why I think you have to be very intentional about creating that margin time or white space or breathing room, whatever you want to call it,
Okay.
in your life so that you can refresh and refuel as a person. So then you're a better wife and mom and blogger or whatever it is that you do.
Crystal, what I have seen, what I sense from what you are doing, almost initially by accident, was you were answering the questions about living a fulfilled, productive life. And really, that's what you've stayed true to. Everything I see you do is about my life. And you encourage me by what you're doing. Hey, this is time or this is tried and tested, and I've done it over and over and again. Here's what I've done. Do you sense that's what you're doing?
Well, I try to give people really practical things
Yeah.
that they can implement in their life, but different ways that they could implement it. So it's not like, here's the only way, this is how you do it. But I just want to challenge people to live all of their life on purpose because we only got one shot at this life.
Absolutely.
And so, I was reading a book and it was talking about the dash between, when we're born and when we die. That the dash, that is our
That's
life.
our life.
And how are we going to spend those days?
Yes.
And so I think to live with intention and purpose, set those goals, be very intentional and purposeful about what you say yes to, because every time you say yes to something, you have to say no to something
Excellent.
else. And so make sure your yeses are what you want them to be.
Yes.
And your no's are what you want them to be. And because it gives you so much more fulfillment and passion in life when you are living your life on purpose.
Excellent, excellent. Crystal, these are outstanding comments and points to be made, and thank you for being with us. Money Saving Mom. Go to this website, sign up. You will get amazing. You've got a great and easy way to sign up because I check how many I want or how much I want, how much information I want. You put out a lot of information.
Yes.
So you will learn a lot, you will gain a lot, and you will become a lot.